So today we're going to be reviewing one of the most iconic, classic, and beloved Creed fragrances on the market, and that is Creed's Silver Mountain Water. So let's get right into this review of it. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. But that is right guys, we're gonna be reviewing one of the most classic Creed fragrances on the market and one of the most loved. And I'm not talking about Aventus, which most people only know Creed for making Aventus. That is not the case. They make many other fantastic fragrances besides Aventus. But we're gonna be speaking about Silver Mountain Water. I'm sure you guys have seen this bottle before, this beautiful white Creed bottle here with the silver top, guys. Now, this fragrance, let's go over some information about Silver Mountain Water real quick. Of course, the perfumer is Olivier Creed, which is the perfumer that makes most of the Creeds. He's an in-house perfumer and the owner behind the house, or was the owner. They actually just recently sold the company to another company. I forget the name of that company, but they still work with Creed. So yeah, he was the perfumer behind this. This fragrance was launched in 1995. So this fragrance is even older than me. I was born in 96. This fragrance was launched in 95. As far as retail prices go, you can get a 50 ml bottle for $320 and a 100 ml bottle like I have here for $430. So Creed is very expensive. Some of the most expensive fragrances that you can buy, and they always raise their prices, guys. I remember back in the day, not many years ago, they used to come out with 120 mil, so you get more juice at a much lower price tag. But they changed it up to 50 and 100, and they raised the prices, unfortunately. But I guess that's the way it is. And as far as prices go for fragrances, I look at fragrances like works of art, and the artists can charge whatever they want for their product. And Creed's one of the most popular fragrance niche houses, at least, and they're doing good and they sell fragrances. So people are buying them at those high prices. So it is what it is. But yeah, Silver Mountain Water, this is my fourth Creed in my collection. I own Royal Oud, which I adore. One of my favorite 1010 fragrances, absolute masterpiece. You guys probably know that. I also own Aventus, which I think is a must-have any guy's collection. I own Aventus Cologne, and then Silver Mountain Water. There's a couple more I want to get, like Millicent Imperial, Viking Cologne, Green Iris Tweed, some other heavy hitters from the house. But today we're all going to be speaking about Silver Mountain Water and how it smells. But before we get to all that, guys, of course, let's go over the packaging and presentation of this one now. In the top notes, you're gonna get bergamot and mandarin orange. In the middle notes, you're gonna get green tea and black currant. In the base, you're gonna get musk, petitgrain, sandalwood, and galbanum. Now, that is a pretty nice note breakdown. I love tea-based fragrances. So let's go ahead and spray this one, test out the atomizer, and tell you how this comes across to me. So let's go ahead. Perfect atomizer with Creed, of course. And I sprayed it all over my hand. That's gonna be hard to get out. And to scrub my hands like crazy. But all right, so Silver Mountain Water, one of the most iconic Creeds. Let's see how it smells on initial blast. Wow, so it's actually smelling different on the test strip than I remember on my skin. All right, so of course you're gonna get the citrus opening with the bergamot and mandarin orange. The bergamot more so, it's very bright, vibrant opening, very natural too. That's what I love about Creed, guys. They do use the highest quality ingredients, so at least you're getting that with the higher price tag. It's very natural smell. It's not synthetic whatsoever with any of the Creeds I've tested. So yeah, very juicy, vibrant bergamot. You also get that orange, but it's more of like a green, almost like an orange leaf kind of green mandarin in there. But guys, what is the most dominant note in here is going to be the green tea and black currant, to me at least. After the initial blast with the bergamot and mandarin, which doesn't last that long in the opening because it is natural ingredients. So with natural ingredients, guys, as far as performance goes, it's not gonna be the best. That's why a lot of people hate on synthetics and stuff like that. I don't really understand that because obviously, like, I do love naturals. I like a mixture of like naturals and some synthetics just to boost the performance, because if you get an all natural fragrance, guys, trust me, it's not gonna last that long. It's not gonna last you a whole day at all. It's gonna disappear. That's kind of what happens with the opening, which is kind of unfortunate because this opening is very, very nice, very pleasant. It's nice to have like a natural citrus opening. Yeah, very good. But after the bergamot mandarin start to settle down, you're gonna get the green tea and black currant. Now this is where this fragrance shines, guys, is with those two notes. Very green, very herbal, just stunning. Now, one word to describe this fragrance, which to be honest with you, I don't know where it's coming from. And I haven't really heard many people say it, but it's very inky to me. I'm getting an inky quality to this fragrance. Yeah, like a black ink, which is, it might be from the black currant, but I've smelled many black currant heavy fragrances that didn't come across inky, so I'm not sure. But I would imagine, looking at the net breakdown, it probably is from the black currant, but yeah, just very unique, very different. And then in the dry down, of course, you're gonna get that white musk. You're gonna get almost like I don't want to say creamy sandalwood. It's almost like sandalwood shavings in the dry down, which can kind of come across like dill. If you've ever smelled dill, that's kind of what sandalwood smells like, especially once it dries down, in this fragrance at least. Very good. But as far as scenario goes, this does remind me of like going on a hike, even though I haven't really been hiking that much, but going on a hike somewhere in the mountains at high altitude. And when you're in the high altitude, you get that like different kind of air up there. It's very brisk, very like cooling kind of effect with the air up at high altitudes, at least. When it's kind of like snowing on the mountaintops, you have like, of course it's called Silver Mountain water. So you got like a lake within the mountains, you got snow up on the top. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Very crisp, very cooling, and just well done. Absolutely well done. I can see why many people love Silver Mountain water. It's such a good fragrance from the House of Creed. And that's why they didn't discontinue it, and it's been around since '95, which would make it, what, 27 years old now. And at that point, since it's been around for 27 years, it is a classic, but it doesn't smell outdated at all. Like if this fragrance was launched in 2022, what's the year we're in now? I don't know when you're gonna be watching this, but yeah, 2022 now when we're reviewing this, I would not even question it. It doesn't really smell modern like your modern designers at all, but it does not smell outdated whatsoever. Now, as far as being masculine or feminine, this does come across unisex to me. There's nothing in it that makes it masculine and nothing in it that makes it strictly feminine. It is unisex. Even though it is in the masculine bottles, I'm not sure if they actually listed it as male or female or unisex. But yeah, it's in the male bottles at least. But don't let that persuade you if you're looking for this and you're looking for a green tea fragrance. This is one of the best green tea heavy fragrances I've ever smelled. I don't think anything can top this one. At least as of yet, guys. This is stunning. Absolutely stunning fragrance. Just crisp, vibrant, natural, and I love it. As far as seasons goes with this one, that's where it's a little bit different because like I was mentioning earlier, in the mountaintops, kind of cool, you got snow up on the top, you're by like a frozen or like a very cold lake kind of thing, very crisp. That's where I'm kind of indecisive on the seasons for this one. It's kind of versatile, to be honest with you. You have the bright citrus opening that doesn't last long, so you can rock it in the spring and summer. You have the green tea and the black currant, which also works in spring and summer, but I think you can rock this one all season, to be honest with you. I don't think the performance, I don't think it'll really push through the brisk cold weather in the winter at least, but it definitely has like this crisp quality to it that you get on like a nice snowy day, when you go outside and you breathe in, your nose hairs become frozen. That's the kind of quality you get with this one, which I love. So nice. Would I say this is a masterpiece? To me, probably not. It's not my favorite creed by any means. That would have to go to Royal Oud. That is by far my favorite and one of my top 3 favorite fragrances of all time. But it's good. If you're looking for a creed that isn't aventus and you want to smell good, this is crowd pleasing as well. You can definitely go for this one. As far as age groups go for Silver Mountain Water, that's a tricky one too. Because nothing about it really makes it, an older guy fragrance or a gentleman fragrance. So I think anyone can rock this one. I don't really see a teenager rocking creed, so to say, unless, he loves fragrances and, instead of like getting electronics or saves up for a creed fragrance, you can definitely rock this one. Crowd pleasing, I can see this one definitely get compliments. As far as performance, like I said, not the best performing fragrance, unfortunately, because it is very, very natural. I get around 8 hours of longevity, which is perfect for me. Definitely gets you through a work hour or a work shift at least, lasts you most of the day, and then you could try something else. But yeah, very solid, or not solid performance, decent performance, projection, also somewhat decent, maybe projects for 3 hours, and then settles down to more of a skin scent. I just wish that opening lasted longer because it's so good. It is still there on the test strip because if you test it on paper, it definitely holds the opening a lot longer than on skin. That's for sure. So test this on skin, because like I said, when I first sprayed this, it smelled different than I remember on my skin. It's much more green on the paper. I don't know if the green tea is coming out more on this, or like I said, that green mandarin orange kind of vibe. Yeah, different on paper. So test it on your skin, see if you enjoy it, because everyone's skin chemistry is completely different. No same fragrance smells the same exactly on everyone's skin. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the review of the iconic Silver Mountain Water SMW, also known as, for abbreviation. So if you ever see SMW, it means Silver Mountain Water, at least if you're talking fragrances or in a fragrance group. But that's gonna wrap it up. Let me know down below if you own the iconic Silver Mountain Water, if you enjoy it, if you dislike it, and also what your favorite creed is. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. But leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'm gonna go ahead and catch all you guys in the next fragrance upload. Take care, everybody.